Democracy 98.1 FM from Monday to Friday, as you go get detailed discussion and analysis on team them like football,
little chance for a marker now. Cyrillion with a magnificent equaliser.
Cricket, with other sporting discipline them, plus policy statements them.
Having overt conflict that will affect the sport, the legislation gives us the powers to deregister you.
And international sports news, fixture and results from top league them na Euro. So, for just 45 minutes every day, listen to Sport Update Extra on Radio Democracy 98.1 FM from 10 o'clock morning to 10:45 as you self go get a chance for add your voice to the program. Brace up yourself and ready for another sports program. That na Sport Update Extra, where they come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM from Monday to Friday, as you go get detailed discussion and analysis on team them like football,
Little chance for a marker now. Cyrillion with a magnificent equaliser.
cricket, with other sporting discipline them, plus policy statements them.
Having overt conflict that will affect the sport, the legislation gives us the powers to deregister you.
And international sports news, fixture and results from top league them na Euro. So, for just 45 minutes every day, listen to Sport Update Extra on Radio Democracy 98.1 FM from 10 o'clock morning to 10:45 as you self go get a chance for add your voice to the program.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of the program Sports Updates Extra, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. And I'm Jaffa Mans Davis for this edition, and today inside this edition of the program, the director of coaches now the cricket Salon Cricket Association, we na Sylvester Mutusha don't say he need 3 years for transform the coaching philosophy of Salon. We go help them for compete for different international tournaments them and bring trophy them for the country. And also one former boxing player when I be middleweight champion at Salon, Abdul Rashid Bangura, don't say the boxing association at Salon need for begin diversify the sports in the country so that other area them in the provinces go begin benefit and reduce the talk. Whether the public say boxing sports na only free tongue a day. Same way so we go same way so look inside match reaction then from the match between Bantal FC and Old Edwardians, where the last match from match week 25 inside the Leo Rock Premier League, and the last but not the least before we look at waiting get for happen inside the Champions League today, what happened yesterday, we go same way so pay attention to the reason we make Salon Wafu the Salon female national team not go able to take part inside Wafu Zone A tournament for this season. This plus your comments and contribution all go make this edition of the program Sports Update Extra meet you from wherever they get away from. So not gonna say the program Sports Update Extra they continue, and the number 077-981-981. Now the number you go use 077-981-981. Now the number you go use for be part of this edition, and now the voice to the different things that they look at inside this edition. And Seth, you can also join the conversation. Now we got the Democracy Facebook and YouTube page. Also you go get the opportunity for ask questions, make your contribution on the different things that they look at inside this edition of the program Sports Update Extra. Me would have been cancelled on this edition Fambul, and I'm Jaffa Mans Davis. But alongside me inside the studio, I get Alfred Jana with me at the studio. Alfred, good morning and welcome to this edition of the program.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning, viewers.
Plenty thank you for joining today inside this edition. Alfred, we'll start quick one inside the mix. Quickly before we start for look at other sports them outside football, would it turn to female football now Salon? Also, you don't follow up on this issue about a female team not going to be part of Wafu Zone A competition this year. How deep this issue be and how impactful it could be for female football growth in the country?
Jaffa, in the first place, talking about the WAFU Zone A female U20 team, last year, now when we female team, they win them. And going to that again, we see this year, whether for one participate, they not participate due to several reasons. One of those reasons is that they're not able to get financial support from the government. Of course, we get again and other issues surrounding whereas they say that for them be part of the Zone A tournament. But we get COFA, whereas everything surrounding football, Sierra Leone to be precise, them don't they relegate them when it comes to the Zone A. Last year, we see them go in, and again, they will actually be a winner. They think, say, why they're not able to get money, and from that particular winning day, because whenever a team win a tournament, you know how much money it do accumulate.
So we could try to follow up on this issue for make sure, say, we will forget the side of the Football Association so that then go for tell you how much deep this issue be and waiting at the reason for this one. But then the program Sports Update Extra, they continue, and away from that one day, they move quickly on to boxing. Osai one first-time middleweight boxing champion Salon Abdul Rashid Wesemoso, na international boxing coach na England, don't say one thing where the boxing association for focus pa now as part of the development of the game in the country, now for extend the sport to the provinces so that then go tap the world where they out say boxing sports just center and a free tongue. I've been talking more about this story where go waka to the Salon Police boxing team for talk about the team them where he plan for support with the team day. But I've been talking more about this to me inside this interview.
Mina Abdul Rashid, as I said earlier, Mina once the middleweight champion for Sierra Leone more than 10 years. And Mina, the late coach Ali Musa Bangura in Boy Pekin. I box for this country, I represent this country, and I serve this country as a police officer.
Now, look at first off the impression of what's on the happen at the boxing sport, this BNTM. How you go describe it?
We try our best for grow the sport in the country, and that we all want to see. But hopefully we want to see more. We believe say boxing will go to the level which we want them.
Yes, not too far from recent, we see inside the association of the police, we organize inter-forces tournament. Boxing sports are will be on the slip for some time, but for later competition they had a camp. What do you think about how this they help the game?
This is one of the things that we want to see in the country. Seeing that tournament, for me, I was like really impressed. That's a way how to develop the sport. So that's a good initiative, you understand? Bring all the forces them together. We believe safe they continue to do what they do. So the Sierra Leone Boxing Association and the police, we believe safe we go able to discover a new talent then. Yeah, that's a good initiative.
Yes, so this also I think say now the association for coming inside for develop and moving forward.
There's so many things to do. The one I mean, so many things to do. One, we need for target the younger ones them, take them back to the schools again, make sure we spread the sport now the schools them, the communities them, not only the forces. The forces for me now a good initiative. I think if we take them back to the schools and the provinces back, because if we look at right now, we believe say boxing are only 3 times a day. What about the Bow, the like of Kenema, the like of Connaught, the like of the other provinces them? And obviously boxing did it the way a day in Africa right now. So if we take them back to the provinces them, we believe say the sport need for them now the whole 4 corners of the country.
Yes, you're now first-time middleweight champion, like you say. Since you left the sports, how you say don't they help the sport in your little way?
I not ever left boxing. Me not qualified coach in England. Since I left this country, I don't help the Sierra Leone Boxing Association, give them boxing boxing equipment. Make sure say we all play part for let the sport go in the country. I don't do on 1 term, I don't do on 2 term, I don't do on 3 term. I don't they help individual boxers them for make sure say then gets what it takes for let they able for pursue the sport. So yeah, definitely I don't do them. And again, I make sure say I don't create an infrastructure which I would be, let's say, 10, 15, 20 years time, the next generation will be for benefit from this sport which are the build a boxing academy.
So with this, what do you think say other people themselves who don't play the sport need for begin to follow up with this, you know?
It all comes with passion, and what I do them because I want for do them. You know, I do them with passion, I do them with love. Not to everybody for say because you don't do the sport or you don't go out from the sport, you get for do them. No, me, I choose for do them. If you not choose for do it, you not choose for do them. But all I can say, if whether people then come on board, that go be nice for the country, a little bit for you for compete against each other, right? We hope say down the line a lot of people that will join up. A lot of people that get the same initiative I get for open boxing academy or for open boxing gym. That will help the country for who gets a better future boxers down the line.
Today you can visit the police boxing team. After for you, what's next?
I always think ahead, man. I got a lot, not to always police. I go down Bo as well. Bo not to my side, but any side way boxing they go on way. I feel a good thing for the country. For the sport going to the country, I like for put on. I go now, I present them a boxing equipment, which is boxing bag, boxing glove, skipping rope, and wrap, just for help them back before lift the sport alive again. Not to all the police. Police are only doing because I feel say they try for make sure they will try for develop the sport. That's the reason why I come here and I'm the one a police officer. So for me, I sleep awake and always they come up with ideas. Not me one not going to do them, but if you get people that will love the sport, get passion for the sport, we believe say we all going to do something better for the country.
Well, that's now one international boxing coach. We're in a first and middleweight champion for boxing as alone. Abdul Rashid Bangura inside the interview with me. We talk about the thing them way the boxing association of the country need for get strength to for help for push the development of the boxing sport across the country. You've been talking about me inside the interview, but still inside the program away from football, we go now to cricket. Usai, the newly appointed director of coaches na the cricket sport, Sylvester Umtusha, don't say he need about 3 years for able for set the structure them we go help Salone for compete better one per international competition them and self bring plenty trophy them inside the cricket sport. He talk this way, it updates the public about the thing the way he meet and the vision what he bring for develop the cricket sport na the country. He been talking about to me inside this interview.
I'm trying to understand the mechanism and characteristics of coaching here in Sierra Leone, because every country has got its own coaching philosophy depending on the athletes that are there. So you need to modify it and suit the situation that is there within the structure.
So what did you meet in terms of their status on their know-how? What exactly did you meet in store that you are going to work on?
Firstly, we need to work with the techniques, because there is a bit of a missing factor within the technical ability of the game, whereby most of the fundamentals of the game are missed because there is a gap between the national teams and the development structure, and we need to fix that and get a proper development structure for cricket to develop.
So how is your vision aligned towards solving some of these issues?
Yeah, I've put up a structure that will help cricket development, working with coaches, teaching them the proper fundamentals of the game, so that when they go down there to the youngsters, they teach them the proper pathway, because there is progression from a lower age where we have kids that gain the motor skills more than the adults. So if kids get those skills right, it will be easy up there to work with the refining of some techniques other than than implementing them for a start. Yet there is a competition stage, there is a result stage that is needed. When you go for competitions, they look at how the players are playing, and that defines the development structure that is back home. So I'm trying to bridge the gap so that at this top level, they have the proper basics of the game, they have the game fundamental, they have the game awareness, and the ability to play without maximum vision from the coach, because cricket is a thinking game. You need to focus ball by ball, and you don't need someone to tell you what to do. You have to know what to do at the present moment in the game.
How long would all of these structures take in its implementation?
Looking at a 3-year structure, it's easy to have a visible and meaningful development. But for now, we are trying to work with a short-term fix where you identify techniques that can also aid to performance, which means most of the players who have been playing before, they miss that. So I'm trying to push them to work on those techniques so that they suit the competition at international level.
So have you sensed the willingness and the coaches in some of the players that you have been working with to learn some of your structures that you're bringing?
You know, when a new structure comes in, sometimes you see resistance. Why? Because in terms of coaching, players, they don't quickly adapt to new things, because these things are dealing with a lot of hardcore things that have been implemented in them, and for you to break them, it takes time. So it will be a 50-50 situation whereby you try to pull them to understand the dynamics and also try to implement the basics, but not many of them would love to do it because they have their own way and styles of play.
So at the end of the structures, would it be an all-around change in the different categories of national teams that you are dealing with, or for specific categories on some of the structures you've set?
In 3 years' time, I can assure you, because of what ICC is advocating for, to have the game be centralized to all the regions of Sierra Leone, it will mean that we'll have proper structures that will start from 11 years coming up to the national team. And if you have those 5 regions now with those structures, you can bring in competition. At the same time, you have more talent that is coming from different parts of the country for representation at the national level, which is what ICC is advocating for in terms of development of cricket.
Okay, so lastly, before we go, what's your message to players, coaches that you're working with?
Everything concerning sport is hard work, it's patience, it's also study. You have to love what you are doing as well for you to be a better coach. And I'm happy some of the coaches are with me. They are coming to learn from me, because at the moment I'm taking care of all the national teams, trying to help them improve their game, from senior men's, senior women's, under 19 men, under 19 women's, and the under 17 boys. So I'm happy to see some coaches coming to learn, because I would want to have them lead the teams whereby I focus more on their coaching development, which is my job at ICC level. And I know with this commitment, they will get there.
The program Sports Update Extra, they continue. Fam, will not forget to say the number 077-981-981. Now, the number you go use for be part of this edition, 077-981-981. Now, the number you go use for be part of this edition, now the voice to the different thing they will look at inside this edition of the program Sports Update Extra, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Inside the program now, Fambu, they continue for look at more issues away from issues outside football. Now we turn our attention again to football, and this time the local Top Flight League, we're in a Leeuwark Premier League, as a match week 25 been there with some scheduled games then for play. The last fixture for match week 25 have been between Bantal FC and Old Edwardians. That match been played now SLFA Academy Busai. The two sides then be settled for a 0-0 draw, but the game be very interesting, and Old Edwardians defensive solidity keep them in the game, whilst Bantal not be able for threaten enough for make the difference inside that performance, inside that game day. But Radio Democracy been saying we should talk to the head coach for Old Edwardians, Patrick Bangura, we been telling the reason for the result, but he say they not lose up it, and within 9 games they believe they can close the gap and even compete better one for the title. As he say now the physicality aspect the team they focus on now for able to get good results going to the end of the season. He been talking more to me inside this interview.
Yeah, really difficult, and we just play on the second. We never get much more time for rest, though. Not the league, we can't play because just come out the FA Cup so painful. We come out Abacha Pulwi by penalty kicks. We for Lea gets the boys them back. Revive for can play this game. It will not be too easy, but thank God playing against Bantal when at one time run us up at the league. It's a good one. The result we'll get anyway.
What kind of test this match bring for this team today, particularly in how Unaronde dominates other games them, but today most of what they look for shots for.
Yeah, just like I tell you no more. One, fatigue, mental fatigue, and 2, they know say then they play against Edwards, they must come physical, and 2 go for work on with the guys them playing an opponent where they come power physical, we get for be ready for be physical. And then that area they were absent, we make them bully, jam their body and quick, so physical game anyway. But we thank God anyway, having a winning for Mustaika and able for convert them, but that's football.
Coach, all through the match today, we see a lot of position change from certain players. What's have been the thinking?
Well, the thinking that for we able to get a goal, even a goal safe. We know so if we score, we had less scorer. So we try for today the runners up now and the leader by the league winning this particular match for Big Wee 45 points. Over make we win the second man by 1 point, but it not happen. But all said and done, we still get more time. There are more games, more 9 games to play. We still believe we'll get a chance for make-up.
Yes, with the way how in 2 competitions the team don't drop points in ways we would not expect. This puts pressure on you about the kind of work where you need for get the team back up to speed?
Yeah, it puts pressure anyway, just like I tell you no more, because all the opponents they play, now that here they capitalize on playing us physically, jam their body and push them, and the referee can guide them at times, because if somebody they infringe the law, you're able for caution at 1 or 2 times, you're able for take 10 play, they're able for get a fine match. But because of the ash by the guys, they make able for get normal football can play as you sabi. But I mean, I will go for work on against opponents to the play physical. Now go for work on now.
Yes, and the last thing before we go, I see today at the touchline they make one kind of vex reaction. Was it because of the referee indecision, or did they expect red card something?
Yeah, but they expect second booking for match the player out to get. The same player don't get one yellow card, and they go commit one offense and win an elbow, win an instant get no card. Then the same player can for pack out player, we say for get a same yellow. Wait for back up to get for Le Common. So he compromise the game that make up just be furious, but able for control my temper. I thank God able for calm down. That's football.
With this fine somebody expect like we say for move or close the gap up with this so that's the message.
Yeah, now we all come for, but then see what's happening, and they still they rally behind the team, and really get trust in them, and let them keep on rally behind the team, and just like I be telling them on the young folks who get, and then they can tap in, then they can catch up, and by God's grace we'll be able to enjoy them future coming.
Well, that's now the head coach for Old Edwardians Football Club. We now coach Patrick Bangura inside that interview day. When they talk to me, but the match between Bantal and Old Edwardians will be end 0-0. And that match day don't conclude the table for match week 25. And the table really now don't get a new look from that fixture day between Old Edwardians and Bantal FC. And from that fixture day, if you watch now how the table day, I beg your pardon, Old Edwardians still sit on 3rd na the table, whilst Bantal they 5th na the table. This match. Now be a match where one of them two teams they have for don't move or close the gap between the team the way they before them. But because of how the results end, it means that they just keep the space permanent and go to look forward to the next match, where means a pressure day on all the teams in at the top 5 is either then close the gap with you or you get out of your position in the next match. Very, very interesting picks we will only witness inside this edition of the program, inside this edition of the Leo Rock Premier League. And quickly before we open the phone line, we will start for look at the table. Bo Rangers at the top of the table with 50 points, and Star Sports Academy get 46 points, but Old Edwardians get 43 points. Fourth position now by Boya Warriors with 38 points, 39 points, I beg your pardon. And in fifth position, Bantal FC, courtesy of that game yesterday, now don't get 38 points. In sixth, Ports Authority with 37 points. Seventh position, FC Calon with 36 points. Eighth position, Eastern Lions with 33 points. And ninth position, Mighty Blackpool, we get 32 points. 10th position, Team Now Weber 4 Strikers, we get 31 points. Cambo Eagles in 11th position with 31 points. And Usum Stars sit on 12th position with 30 points. Slifa Football Club, they 13th position with 29 points, whilst Lower FC, they 14th position with 26 points. Relegation threatened zone, now the table look like this. And Freetown City Football Club, they 15th at the moment with 24 points. Same for Abacha City, where they 16th at the table, then they get 24 points. And Diamond Stars, they 17th at the table, will get 23 points. And Rock Bottom, Bulom Stars, the 18th at the table with 23 points. Alfred Jana will just on complete match week 25. As to how the table day, you surprised at anybody in standings at the moment?
Jaffa, for actually underscore elaborate on any of the issues, let me just actually first and foremost say thanks to the Boxing Association, because for that lovely thing we they don't actually think of, because I will pick out something with one of the guy we talk earlier and say, and we make sure say not only limits the boxing itself now free turn also, but we make sure for say the boxing actually cut across salon. And this now one of the things them actually we some of the games they actually they play in a salon also. So man they ask if they exist or not, because when you watch some of the games they're not actually be established now cut across salon on some of the districts them. But with that particular initiative day, if in only make sure for say in establish all over the country, some people will actually fall in love with the boxing. I could remember, of course, one time they be taken out as a community. We're not the first time ever. That one they be so electrifying. We saw people at the community. They be so flop at the field, and of course everybody be did. They be say, "Wow, say so one lady safe way in back participate." And if they begin for again organize them competition, that also na the all over the part of the country, it will be a nice one, Jaffa. And again, coming with another coach from the international side for coming and seeing other people about the cricket. Jaffa, this don't be a nice one, Gilly, because taking a look at not so some of the people who say they play the cricket itself, they not actually know the pros and the cons there. They don't know the laws of the cricket itself. But bringing in somebody who gets wealth of experience, I believe say this will actually make we actually get people them, we get forward the train, we brothers them, we sisters them as we measure categories of people who say they play the cricket itself, under 17, the woman, the male, of course 12, as the case might be. So really don't be a nice one. And going forward now, to the question which I asked about the football itself, really, this year, the tournament when at the Lyon Premier League, it don't actually be an electrifying way. We saw somebody go say, the Premier League somehow we already see the winner. You go to lead by 4 points. Yes, that is Rangers go to lead Starport Academy by 4 points. But that's not actually clarify or tell or show for say they don't be crowned champion. But we dey see others again that they come up, they behind them. And we dey see say the table don't so tight. The moment where you make mistake has to be rightly measured again. If you lose any game or you draw, of course, the position side there it will be changed. Just you need formation for say you put more effort, you put more emphasis, and you put more seriousness where they play. And again, the coach or the manager stay formation for say them talk to them players then. So when they play, now play with concentration. Because the moment where you as a team or you as player you lost concentration, you go actually put your team into a state whereas they're not for day. It is either them wanna concede a goal or the entire team that safe calm. Of course, if let's say your opponent, then they only bopper you too much. What's going to happen? You go actually begin for play foul. And maybe for play foul, that could lead to a red card. And mind you, when a team gets a red card, that already weak in that particular team day. They're already weak in now. Whereas now a loophole to the other side, to you. And that other side now go they see now so okay, well, let we penalty on the other side, they will say they don't get the red card. Or the person already receive the red card. So as we go along, the Premier League don't really be a nice one, but don't be a tough one, Jaffa.
Okay, Alfred, continue for still too plenty. Thank you for that analysis there. The time from the studio clock, 10:32. Fumble. We'll open the phone line now, 077-981-981. Now the number you go use, 077-981-981. Now the number you go use, you can call now for make a contribution and add the voice to the different team. Them. What we'll look at inside this edition of the program. Inside the program now, we'll pause for a short while, take this break. When we come back, we continue the discussion and look at what we expect today inside the last match of the Champions League semi-final. We'll go for this break and when we come back, we'll continue.
Brace up yourself and ready for another sports program. That na Sports Update Extra, where they come to you live from Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM, from Monday to Friday, as you will get detailed discussion and analysis on team them, like football,
Little chance for a marker now. Cyrillion with a magnificent equaliser.
cricket, with other sporting discipline them, plus policy statements them.
Having overt conflict that will affect the sport, the legislation gives us the powers to deregister you.
And international sports news, fixture, and results from top league them na Euro. So, for just 45 minutes every day, listen to Sport Update Extra on Radio Democracy 98.1 FM from 10 o'clock morning to 10:45 as yourself will get a chance for add your voice to the program.
The program Sports Update Extra continues. 077-981-981 are the number you go use. 077-981-981. Call and make a contribution now on the different things that we'll look at inside this edition of the program and ask questions on the issues that we don't look at. But also again, you can talk about what you think say go happen in the final between Arsenal and any of the team them we go play today. We go happen between Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich inside the UEFA Champions League semi-final fixture we go play today. But the number is 077-981-981 are the number you go use. 077-981-981 are the number you go use. 077-981-981. You can call now for make your contribution and add a voice to the different things that we'll look at inside this edition of the program Sports Update Extra. The phone line door open, but Alfred, yesterday we see, was that a surprise or a moment of magic or maybe a payment for Arsenal fans them from Arteta, courtesy of all the bad seasons them way they know they perform well, reach to the top, but not they reach semi-final, not they reach no final, and not they even win trophy. But this trip yesterday, the biggest elation for Arsenal.
Jaffa, I will take 2 words from the side ask. 1, now a surprise, and then 2, now a payment. The surprise there, of course, is that majority of the fans of Arsenal, this come to them as a surprise. And so the other fans them of other teams, like Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, also can come to the game as a surprise because the can say Arsenal they can lose against Atletico Madrid because in a team where they play the ball, they play foul, and they play with high aggression. So seeing something like that with Arsenal, with them play with composure, and Arsenal again, we take a look at them yesterday, the midfield area and the whole part at Atletico Madrid with the 19 years of age boy, when a Miles Lewis Kelly, and Arteta don't now, of course, once he say don't put him trust in the boy, where now they see saying the bench a young country man, winner Martin Zubimendi for such a lovely boy. If United did one, they play with Kubimino. Why Arsenal say they could do one again, but they therefore put them hope and trust in Miles Lewis Kelly. And we see it up yesterday. Koki, he was not to be found. And even Antonio Griezmann, of course, since they can plan do. And that they show how determined these boys that are coming up, they are now. So, yesterday, the payments there, we don't suffer a lot. We don't look, just to at last season, Arsenal, we are there. It's just that when somebody they see the promised land, but not the enter day. But finally, yesterday now, we've entered into the promised land. And our Moses, that is Mikel Arteta, has taken us to the promised land. And
But again, yes, not only to the promised land, but also again, it's about getting the trophy in the promised land. Now, today, we get to see the toughest of fixtures. Many people don't hold the conviction, say, the final play between Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. You agree with Dande? Say the final go play with Arsenal and any 20 minutes?
Jaffa, yesterday alone, because I see the gameplay yesterday, for me, and that's not the final. Because final, not for the expect so many goals. Just take a look at the first semi-final, now the first leg, between Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. How many goals come out there? It was 9 goals. 9 goals scored. And Arsenal and all of Atletico Madrid, it was only 3 goals scored. That is how a game should be. And that again also.
But if you look at the two games, then we get two different approach. Arsenal game being very tight and being kind of one-sided, depending on whose team being the host. When we've been playing at Spain, Atletico Madrid dominates the game and the other team defend. And it be just fortunate that Arsenal get a penalty early, while Atletico Madrid been get for respond later. And the same for the second leg. But for Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain, it been the flip-flop. This person go hold the game for the 20 minutes, and the other person take the game for next 5 minutes, he score your goal, and then so it was. So that dynamism they been there in them fixtures and they. How this result today go impact the final?
Well, go impact the final positively because let's say both teams, Arsenal don't play them. Last year, Arsenal played against PSG. That was the group phase. Arsenal began for win them. Even though again, of course, they began for Arsenal 2 times. And Bayern Munich this season, Arsenal win the game by 3-1. So today, going forward, we get for C. We say if PSG go to the final, we get for C. We say Arsenal go actually, let's say, strain. How they go strain? Right now, the right back when you're in Timber and get injury. So PSG.
Well, the person who been there before Ben White, still safe.
Ben White, for me, he is not that type of aggressive player compared to Yorin Timber. And Ben White again, he is not defensively minded compared to Yorin Timber. Yorin Timber, inside the ball and they push the play. I mean, the only thing I like about Ben White is that in the link up with Saka, the chemistry they work with Bukayo Saka and that of Yorin Timber.
So you as an Arsenal fan, whose team you go on for play with in the final?
But there are 2 anybody go. I was happy for Pedro too.
You should say you're afraid for play with anyone.
Sincerely speaking.
Because
I
the
no dey
last
fear.
time I meet Paris, almost understand what happened.
Now, there was a reason why that happened. We player be suspended. That was the rise.
Okay.
Saliba be get yellow card, be get injury. And Mangalash also back be get injury. Now, we don't see say all of the players for Arsenal, they are now intact. And some are, in fact,
With Timber outside.
Timber, of course, he is now, of course, in the recovery stage. In the train right now, and don't come. So that's don't really show say Arsenal gets edge. And again, take a look at now Premier League, Arsenal again, as it is now 5 point difference. 5 points. If Man City lost against Brentford, that is the end of it. We've been again crowned champion. So as of now, if anybody they see a fans of Arsenal na street, congratulates we in an advance as the champion of Europe as well as champion na Premier League.
So if this not happen, what you said go tell sorry to people then?
And now make it put the if clause.
Okay. Continue for still to inside the program 077-981-981 at the number you go use 077-981-981. Famble, you can call now for make your contribution and add the voice to the different thing they will look at inside this edition. The phone line open now. The number is 077-981-981. The number again 077-981-981. The number you go use for be part of this edition and add the voice to the different thing they will look at inside this edition of the program Sports Update Extra. They come to you from the Society for the Democracy 98.1 FM 077-981-981 at the number you go use the number again 077-981-981 now the number we go use for be part of this edition of the program. Alfred, we not get better time again, but then we don't see how much goal being come out inside the first leg. We'll expect the same inside the second leg.
We are not sure if we expect the same goal today because now both teams they don't go now and then doing table. They don't actually rectify some of the mistakes or the loopholes to them. And I think one of the defenders for PSG, that is Achraf Hakimi, I think therefore they're out because he's mistaken. And that not go actually give the disadvantage because of that player gets injury.
Okay, let's take the first call inside the program. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes, your name and inside the call from.
I name it sir. They call from Cotonou in London.
Yes, it is. What are the contribution, sir?
I did tell you that man that talk with the talk. He get for regret and bad. They're treating the all. Let you know compare himself there as not to them treating them.
Okay.
Where are they think they're doing from right now? The O2 anyone we catch us now have done the get for them. In self system we find out possibility happen. The last year na PSG na pull us na home and away back. There they go PSG. Excuse me, the football. And I don't know let him know.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, 077-981-981, the number you go use 077-981-981. Big part into that caller day. For we'll drop the caller day 077-981-981. We'll take another call again inside the program. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Yeah, morning. How the morning?
Not bad. How yourself? You name and inside the call from.
This is Kenneth. Sorry, I call from my body.
Yes, Kenneth. What are the contribution, sir?
No, they want to really talk, so I just want to sing for the North. London forever, no matter the weather. This street is our own, and our heart will leave you never. Whatever the weather.
So Kenneth, what are the contribution now?
Me the challenge 22. The Chelsea be winner. We do about the winner now, but I feel like we take care Chelsea. Now, so Bokuma again for this Champions League, Bokuma don't take care. We take with all the 2,000 days so. And then people realize we can't set to get Koro. We set on the Premier League on beating. So they want them back Champions League. We need to score Boku, but then people realize then two teams they don't conceive approximately more than 9 goals at Champions League. So that means the defense capable for the bridge.
Okay.
And now, if we capable for either PSG or Bayern and defense, them don't know. And I'm here for 10 minutes.
We take the very last caller of the program. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes, your name and inside the call from.
It's not bad. The call from Kissing.
Yes, but what are the contribution?
the only thing, yes, I only want for advice Arsenal fans to say. You get me?
Well, thank you for your contribution, Fambul. The time number very serious one. We will be like for continue with more calls, but then tomorrow we'll dedicate that one the program. So una follow una self, go for call and make una contribution on the different thing. Then we will look at inside the edition of the program tomorrow. Plenty thank you to different callers there. Plenty thank you to Alfred Jana for be part of this edition. And the 45 minutes mark don't hit the spot. And we'll say plenty thank you to the listeners and viewers them, and also to the one that we call we're not able for pick them call at the moment. Me we bring cancel na this one. Me own name na Jaffa Mans Davis, and me producer na Musa Kama, whilst me technical person on duty na DJ Schoolface, and me Kamara Bangoa make on a series live na Facebook and YouTube. Until the next edition, same time, same venue, same station. Have a nice day. Goodbye.